Hey guys, if we reach 1,000 likes, we'll be giving out 2 of our new shirts. All you gotta do is click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There's been a lot of talk around the fandom for the last season or so, all having to do with everyone's favorite communism horse. And this time, we're not talking about Celestia. Besides, she's more in line with Hitler, as I said in the video, also known as PewDiePie, apparently. Starlight Glimmer is a character that occupies an odd place in my heart, being what could essentially be seen as the replacement for Sunset Shimmer. So much of their characters are reflected in one another that it seems as though she was simply created to keep the universes from officially being together in a canon sense. There are a few differences, as Sunset's motive to brainwash everyone was power, and Starlight's was to protect them from themselves. The whole "you can't have a nightmare if you never dream" motive. Their arcs follow a very similar path though. The part that makes me dislike Starlight is the fact that for all the talk of friendship Twilight has, she still ultimately abandoned Sunset in a foreign world to be at the mercy of people who she didn't know and a legal system she was unfamiliar with. She didn't know if Sunset had the capability of actually protecting herself or even sustaining her current quality of life after these events. And for Starlight, after doing significantly more damage, was embraced and put into the castle and brought under Twilight as an official student. But you've read the title. It's all, will Starlight become an Alicorn? But it really should be, should Starlight become an Alicorn? Starlight Glimmer is revealed to be done with her studies in a mere year or less worth of time, due to the fact that she has proven herself. But has she really? What would that even entail? Let's break down the history of Starlight Glimmer, and perhaps we'll be able to better understand this. Starlight Glimmer from a young age appears to be an introvert. From what we can tell, she only had one real friend, that of Sunburst. While playing one day, a stack of books topples over and nearly crushes Starlight, but she is saved by Sunburst catching them in his magic. He gets his cutie mark and then is celebrated by the town and shipped off to Celestia's school for gifted unicorns. Now, we don't actually know all the steps in between that, but that's what we can see from the flashback with Starlight. She then presumably uses the rest of her time gathering up materials to start her new cult. She learns magic. She becomes even more versed in magic than probably Twilight Sparkle herself, and given a set of different circumstances, may have been the main character for the show. The question really is this: has Starlight really made up for the brainwashing of citizens for an unknown amount of years? And then not only that, but then coming back and routinely changing the past in a way that was destructive to the future multiple times. She's even proven that in the show, while under Twilight's tutelage, she still does not fully understand the concepts of friendship. Just a few episodes before the finale, which is what she's being held as being a hero for, she brainwashed all her friends to speedrun their friendship lessons. This is someone who's more obsessed with completing a task than actually learning the lesson that the task is supposed to teach her. Starlight is a character who does show remorse for her actions. She doesn't take pride in them, but simply being sorry for your actions and actually atoning for them are two different things. Sometimes you can't make up for what you've done in the past, and you will spend the rest of your life doing so. I'm not arguing that Starlight hasn't grown or that she should forever be a student, but I'm arguing that the speed in which Twilight is getting rid of her is way too fast. We haven't seen her grown enough as a person. If this is all it takes, then Sunset should have atoned for herself many times over. We see Sunset constantly falters and stuns as if she's a real person, and so does Starlight. It's natural to fall upon the path of goodness. It's not an easy road to follow, but to say that someone has graduated in less than a year and atoned for the damages that they've inflicted upon the world, well, I'm not sure if you can really say that. Does one friendship mission actually qualify someone to graduate from their duties, from their studies? Starlight is an immensely powerful character. Her magical prowess is probably more than Twilight at her normal base unicorn form, and Starlight was able to keep up with Twilight and full Alicorn abilities. This is a character that if she relapses, will not be able to be contained easily. Even in the synopsis for the latest episode, it states that she still can't even keep her anger under control and still resorts to magic as being the cure-all to every problem she has, as she puts herself under a stasis that allows her to stay calm. Magic is something that is very useful in this universe, but it shouldn't be a crutch. Twilight says as such throughout their lessons. But Starlight still has yet to demonstrate that without magic, she can still maintain the same mannerism, that she still is able to keep up this same mannerism of kindness. Starlight's fears as well about taking power stems from her own selfish desire to stop herself from doing an action that she perceives to be bad, but not really the ramifications that said actions have on the other people. It's still largely about her, and while yes, it's true that she probably does acknowledge that she can hurt other people, it still boils down to being about her. Starlight Glimmer has grown, but I don't think she's grown enough to even be out of her friendship duties, let alone be on a course to princesshood. There's a lot of talk about season 7 being the season of Starlight, being the growth of her, as we see her, not only will she be out from underneath Twilight's wing, but perhaps she'll start forming her own pupils. Perhaps her connections with Thorax and Trixie will lead her to have her own main 6 kind of group, that she'll eventually rise to the ranks of Alicornhood, that she eventually will take the reins. I'm not sure if she's ready yet, but I'd love to know what you guys would think. As always, I've been Faith the Moliminous. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
Hey.